Virat steadied the ship because there was that pressure. They lost those 3 wickets, and then it was almost like he was mentoring Krunal and asking him to go step by step, and then Krunal just followed suit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why he's so good. When everybody talks about him as the master of chases, there is a template that he has. There is a formula that he has figured out. He knows who are the bowlers who need to be attacked. He knows when to withdraw and be the one who soak the pressure and just nurdle the singles. And you just look at him, just 51. It was very slow. I know the wicket was not easy. Yes, 26 for 3. Things are not easy. And as Polly rightly said, there are times when you wonder why aren't teams doing more of the same? Because once you're set, it's the bowling lineup which is under pressure. Absolutely. Now you saw how much tougher it got for Mukesh Kumar or Dushmanta Chamera or even Mitch Starc. It's not easy. 17 runs, they did it in 4 balls.
Yes.
And again, it was a bit surprising that with 17 runs left, why did Delhi throw the ball to Mukesh Kumar? 19th over goes to the best bowler in the. So, but having said that, RCB are doing things well. RCB have got the confidence again. Victories and some close ones give you that confidence. That's what they've got.
You see Virat being very happy about it. There's 2 reasons. Obviously, you're getting the runs and you're getting closer to the total. But at some stage in his own brain, he's thinking, do I need to take a risk? Do I need to do something different here now because it's getting quite tight? So as soon as that pressure gets taken off him by Krunal going bang, bang, then he goes, okay, I can just carry on doing this way and I can just take it deeper and deeper and deeper. So it actually helps with the chase and gives them a bit of structure. But no surprise that also, how many times do we see it? Left-hand or right-hand combination?
Always works.
Always works so well in these pressure situations.
But, we know that it is RCB, but it's Virat Kohli playing at home, and he just knows those angles so well, and taking those singles, taking those twos. 162 was a tricky score, but he kept it easy, kept it simple, and you've spoken about keeping it single. But just knowing those angles, we spoke about it a few days ago. So he just kind of rotate the strike and get that pressure off, which is what he did early on to build that partnership.
I think it's a game sense. It's a game sense which has been built innately around what he had. And again, having played so much for India, having been somebody who's done those chases at a bigger stage. So it's not just about this ground alone. Wherever he goes, he's somebody who acclimatizes to the conditions very quickly. And again, he knew what the target was ahead of him. He can start planning it the way he wants to plan it. And just the way he played Kuldeep Yadav or Akshar Patel, he didn't take too many chances. Yes, he was trying to tell them that I'm trying to hit you over, or I'll play a lofted shot against you. He did that shadow practice right in their face, but he was hitting them.
Yes.
And again, as Polly said, when you have somebody at the other end, again, he was not going run a ball. He was 17 of 21 at one stage, Krunal Pandya.
Yes.
But suddenly in a couple of overs, he went to 40 or 50 within a space of 10 or 15 deliveries after that. So that makes things easy for you. And again, when somebody knows his own game inside out, it just makes things easier with all that experience and all the, success behind those chases.
Virat Kohli had something to say after the match. Let's have a look at what he had to say about that partnership. He said, I keep checking with the dugout whether we're on course. What is my role? What is the kind of innings I need to play? People are forgetting the importance of stitching a partnership in T20s. I think this year you've seen you can't go in and tee off from ball 1. You need to have professionalism from ball 1. Polly, he's someone who's, spoken of. We spoke about this in the pre-match show as well, just keeping it simple, not playing those rash, silly shots, and this is what he's reiterating.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a surprise, though, to me. I suppose it's always good to get feedback, but I thought he's that experienced now that he almost doesn't have to check with the dugout. But I suppose it's good positive reinforcement, and when he says the dugout, maybe it's got to do at the strategic breaks, where he just has a chat with someone and gets a feeling about where he's at and what his role. But I've always thought he was one of those guys who works out his role pretty quickly on his own without having to rely on too many people giving him input. But it's interesting to hear that he's getting that input from the dugout, and that's how he's adjusting his game.
But he said exactly what you said 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, partnerships, yeah. But I mean, that's not a new thing. I don't think it's just this year.
It's just that, he said,
almost like modern day cricket, people have forgotten in T20 cricket that partnerships are so important.
And also, again, there are so many games where we've seen guys at the back end. A classic example being that 95 runs which they got in those 14 overs. in spite of playing lots of dot balls, Tim David still got, 38 of 16 or 19 or whatever, something like that. If I'm not mistaken, it was still more than 48 or 25, something like that, in that 94. And again, he came back in.
Yes.
And he played dot balls. It was not as if he could tee off because of wickets falling around him. So there is still a place and time and place because these guys are so good. Once they get set, it's tough for the bowlers. You saw a number of deliveries which are hit from the Yorker length. People are carving it for 6. So it's not easy for a bowler nowadays. But so all the more the reason on tough tracks, there are other aspects to batting as well.